Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys have anticipated keeping it classy week 2 of our conversation about friendship. So, we're super excited about tonight's conversation. We have a special guest that's going to appear tonight. And so, we're really, really excited. I am Pastor, Prophet, Coach Nikia Shipman, and I am really excited to have this conversation this evening with my peers as well as with our special guests. Make sure that you send in questions though. So if you have any questions, any concerns about our topic or topics that are to come, or even if you have some great ideas that you want us to talk about, make sure that you inbox us. Feel free to Keeping It Classy, and you can send us a message at all times about things that you would like to discuss. But let's get started. So I'm going to start bringing on our guests so they can introduce themselves as well as those our peers. Shay and Dana won't be with us tonight, so we want to wish them well and hope that they're having a great evening. But we want to get started so we can jump into this conversation. So I'm going to bring our special guest on last, so that way we can introduce our special guest. But I am going to bring on my sister, and she can introduce herself to you guys.
Hello, I am Chanelle Monique. I am a mom. I am a worship leader. I am an intercessor. I am an author, and I'm an upcoming artist. And I am great, and I'm glad to be here today. Excited for the conversation.
Awesome. Touch the pearls. All right. Now I'm going to bring on my other sister so she can tell you a little bit about herself and bring some heat to this conversation as well.
Hey, everybody. My name is Mikeisha Wilson. I am a praise and worship leader as well. I am a mom of 4. I am a CEO of my own business, and also created my daughter that's 6 years old business as well. She is an author that's coming up. We just finished writing a book, so we are super excited about it.
Awesome. That sounds super great. So make sure, now you heard she's an upcoming author, so make sure you guys at home, make sure you check it out so you can support.
Yes.
So we're going to bring on our special guest. Our special guest is also my sister, but we're going to bring on a special guest so she can introduce herself as well, so she can add some heat to our conversation as we clutch our pearls.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Brittany. Right now, I'm working on my nonprofit. I've actually went with the name Pam Safe Haven after my aunt who passed away 4 years ago, who raised me. It's just going to be a place where girls, teenagers, even women can come and have a place where they can be safe, can talk about their issues, their problems. And while doing all of that, I'm going to give them the word. So that's enough from me.
Awesome stuff. Make sure you guys that are watching at home that you go and that you share and that you like this stream, just to spread the word. We want to make sure that we are bringing positivity and uplifting women across the globe. So we don't want to limit it, but we want to make sure that we are reaching out, and this is a positive platform. Oftentimes we share a lot of negativity, but we want to make sure that we are sharing the positive that we all are doing, but also add positive stuff to every person that we reach throughout this platform. So last week, so this is what we're going to do. We're kind of following up from last week because it was kind of like a heavy conversation. So what we want to do this week is talk about overcoming the barriers in these friendships. So last week we talked about why is it so complex to have friendships with other strong women, and a lot of it was minor things. We didn't really see anything big that caused us to not have the ability, but it was addressed where we can clearly see that as women, strong women, it sometimes does cause a conflict in relationships. Sometimes we're not secure in our own identity. And so that's what we kind of established last week, is sometimes we struggle in ourselves. And so that causes complexity I'm making up words, guys.
That's cool.
As we go through our relationships. And so what we wanted to talk about this week though was overcoming that, right? We can always talk about the problem, but what's a solution? So tonight what we're going to be bringing to you is just ways that we can overcome these barriers. And so what I want to pose to you guys is, what have you done in relationship where you felt like maybe you had a friend that you loved, but because both personalities were strong, you found conflict. So how did you guys overcome that?
I think for me, I am very strong-minded, and I stand on what I say, what I think. I believe that we can agree to disagree. I don't. A lot of times, if with all my friends, if you ever see me and my friends, I'm be the only one disagreeing with every topic. So it brings always. I'm always the one because I think differently. I see your way, but I also see her way. So how about you do this? And a lot of times they don't like that. You my friend, so why can't you? And I don't work that way. However, I believe when that happens, I am a communicator. A lot of my friends are not. Sorry, I am a communicator. I want to communicate every little thing. So I think by me communicating better on the level that they can communicate, and not meaning that they're dumb, because they're not, because some people, they communicate up here.
Yeah.
And for me, I break it by saying, okay, I got you, but let's go down and let's talk. Let's bring it down, bring the tone, because tone is everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's why I don't like to text, because you can hear a tone in a text. You think you can hear a tone in a text. I might be saying one thing, but my text is really something else. However, I communicate because I see in my friendship it was a lack thereof, because everybody communicate up here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and we listen to attack and not listen to understand.
Yeah.
We definitely talking the same, but you're not listening to me. You just want to. So for me, it's communication.
Okay.
I think that's good. So like, I think with communication, so it's okay. Like, I am strong, right? A lot of people see the meek side of me, because I don't believe in using a lot of energy to contend, you know what I'm saying? So like, I can allow you to be right. Like, I can tell you what my view is, and I don't have to force my view on you, because one thing about it, time will tell who was right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't necessarily have to be right. I could just like let my resolve. I could just fall back, because a lot of times, what we contend for is not even that deep. So if it's not that deep, do I love you enough so that you can hear, so I can actually hear what you're saying? Okay, I'll hear what you're saying. I know that, especially as females, like, we are emotional people. And a lot of time we respond and we act and we speak out of emotion and not rationality. You know what I mean? Did I just make up a word, rationality? Okay. I'm piggybacking. It's fine. She got that makeup word anointing, so we're going to roll with that. So rationality is the word. And so, but really though, like, I think that wisdom comes into play. We can choose to contend, we could choose to be catty, we could choose to be patty, we could choose to do all of this and keep the same energy as the other person, but there's no real resolve. If I love you, I'm going to hear you. And if I love you, it doesn't take anything away from me to fall back. And then we can maybe revisit it another time where we're both rational. Yes. So that's what I do. That's what I've learned to do.
That's good.
What about you, Brittany?
Well, my sis know, Nell and y'all know, I am very honest. I am bold. I don't hold back. So that does clash with a lot of people. I'm very opinionated. I have learned to, kind of dial it back some. But when I am passionate about a certain thing, I am straightforward. Like, my words can cut like a knife, and I know that about myself. I think that's the biggest thing in communication and in sisterhood, is knowing you. A lot of times we don't understand what our triggers are. We don't understand how something that could possibly not even have anything to do with you at all, it could be a me thing. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even realize you're triggering me. But because I don't even know myself, how can I not know myself and try to have a sisterhood with women? And I can't even tell you as my sister, hey, listen, so I need you to know something about me. You know, I don't do well with A, B, C, D. And a lot of times as women, we are always evolving, which is a beautiful thing. So as we evolve, a lot of times we have to keep our friends abreast to what's happening with us, and we don't do that. So there are just a lot of blurred lines, a lot of times not knowing yourself. I totally agree with communication. I am a big communicator to the point where it irritates people's souls. Like, could you shut up about it? Like, it's over. But I'm not done. Just because you were done, I'm not. So can we listen now while I talk? And not attacking one another. I think there are so many small things that if we fix within ourselves, that within our sisterhood of friendships, it would make a big difference and impact our sisterhoods in a tremendous way, where it don't matter if, you know, you are alpha female and I am alpha female. That won't even come into play anymore if we could address us before we try to address someone else.
I think that's good.
I think all of your responses were really amazing. But one of the things that I want to, like, I guess for us to tackle, because it sounds great, right? Everybody had like, I communicate, I do this, I'm honest. But as strong women, we have all experienced poor relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And so my question is, literally why? And so the reason I'm asking the why to each of you is about value, because one of the things that I've learned, and I think that everybody watching probably can attest to, is even in dating, right? So when there's a guy that you are interested in, you put up with all type of stuff. But when there's a good guy who might have all of the money, but he like a nerd and really isn't your type, you would tune him out. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes it's also value in relationships. So we also have to figure out the why of relationships not working, because even in communication, like I've seen healthy relationships where you try to communicate, but it's still not work. Right. So it's like, why? Because at this point, we want to overcome the barrier. So even the small things. So we want to be able to give nuggets to our viewers as well of like things, just the whys, what we possibly miss. Because I think sometimes we understand that this is my personality and we try to fit with people that we know it's not a fit for. That's why I said it this way, like where, you know, I'm a strong person. I have a strong belief in this. That's just like being a Christian. I don't care about having an atheist friend, but if there is somebody who blatantly, like, lying for me is an issue. So if you are a liar, we won't work. I don't care how much we communicate. I don't care how much we talk and I dumb down the conversation. It doesn't work. So maybe providing some of those like red flags to our audience. So like, what do you guys think are some of the red flags that we should look out for? Because although we want to communicate, we want to have healthy relationships, but we also understand that everybody just cannot be friends.
You know what? I think that, you know, like not everybody communicates the same. So I think that like one of the things that we should look at is that, you know, like I communicate the way I do. Mm-hmm. And I can't necessarily expect you to communicate the way I do. Yeah. So if I care about this relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is, then I have to pay attention to or learn your communication, like your language. You know what I mean? So like I might be like, girl, shut up. You know what I'm saying? And somebody else might be like, please. You know what I'm like? I have to know what your girl shut up is, that is love in that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I think that that like is a huge thing, you know, like just kind of like one of the things that I know in my sisterhood, what we use is hear my heart. So even if I'm passionate about a thing, that you can still hear my heart. And if you find that you are like the person who has been passionate about it, it may come off as like argumentative, right? So passion and arguments is different, because I don't argue with anybody, because at that point, it takes me in a different non-holy space, because I feel like now that you're diminishing me, then that puts me in a different headspace. But if I can discern, or if I can learn your language to know that what you mean is to be passionate and not argumentative, then I think that that's something different. And I can approach you better. I can receive you better. I can hear your heart through your passion, and you know, and know that you're not diminishing me, but you're really just trying to express your heart. But in the same token, I could be the person that's trying to express my heart, and you may really be like, but no, that's not what it is. Maybe I need to learn how to fall back. A red flag for me would be, I'm trying to learn you and I'm honoring you, and you're not doing the same for me. And if that's recurring, then that's the red flag for me. Okay, let me evaluate this. How long have we been friends? If you never change, Can I continue being your friend, your whatever, if you never change? Now, the decision I make from that point forward, that's on me. So if they don't change and it's more of the same and I'm still involved in this relationship, that's on me. That's what I chose. But you don't have to choose. There's a choice. I think it's just like weights and balances.
I agree with that. I think that's really good.
I agree.
Mikeisha say, "Yep, I agree with that." That's good.
I agree. You know what? I am such. I gotta be honest. Like I will go back and forth. Like I will listen. If it's gray, for me, it's gray. I don't care about your red. I said it's gray, and for me, like I believe right is right. I believe wrong is wrong. I stand on my point, and I could let you be right. You could be right, but okay, what's next for me?
Yeah.
So for me, if my red flag is when I'm conversating with a person, and I'm talking about the dog, but you know you're dead wrong, and you don't have a leg to stand on. You go to the tree, like you can't stand on the conversation, and I'll be like, wait a minute, I wasn't talking about 1988 tree. I'm talking about the dog in 2021. Like, what we doing? And it gets you frustrated because you like, wait a minute, but that's not the issue. That was the issue 5 years ago. I'm talking about this issue right here. And they cannot stay on, and they arguing and they going. And you like, to the point where you gotta ask yourself, wait a minute, am I saying something wrong? Am I like,
That's me.
Did I say Cheerios or did I say Frosted Flakes? So that's my red. I'll be like, they crazy. Once you get me there, I'm going to stay there. Like, no, listen. And I have to be I'm sorry, y'all see my daughter back and forth. She don't even, I'm sorry. You have to be able, the Bible says you don't argue with fools.
Yeah, don't argue with fools. That's what it says.
Because once I go there, I'm sticking. And you gonna know. My name is Mikeisha Renee Wilson, and that's just what it is. But you shouldn't have to. For me, friendship, I should be able to show you what it is, and you should be able to tell me what it is, and we stick and we get it resolved.
Yeah.
And I think listening is such a key point. And I had to learn how to listen, because I could go and I could go and I could go. You'd be like, hey, you talking, I talk over you. I had to stop that because that's not how we conversate. Two people can't talk. We can sing together, but we can't talk together. So I had to learn to pause, let you finish, let me hear, and okay. But you have to stick to what we're talking about. We don't want to go back into 20 years ago, because that could dig up a whole lot of, a lot of craziness. So that's my red flag.
Absolutely. What about you, Britt?
Red flags for me. I don't really know. I think that I am really I don't know. I think the reality is I have a lot of red flags. I won't lie to you guys. I am like, and my sister can tell you this. I am a person that, to a fault, will allow people to kind of do the same things to me again and again and again and again and again. And I'll keep telling them like, hey, so that hurts. And still allow them to be in my circle, still allow them to be in my life, and do it again and again. And hey, that hurts. And then I blow my top and my lid. So I don't know if I particularly have red flags. I mean, I think we all are a lot similar. I don't like for a person to talk down to me. I don't like for a person to yell at me. Don't put your finger in my face. Call me stupid. Don't lie to my face when I know the sky is blue. Please don't tell me it's red. I think but for me, I think I'm so about myself right now. I'm on like a self journey for me. I'm focusing on me. I think my red flag for me is me. And I feel like it's me not being able to give people boundaries and, saying, hey, this is my line. Don't cross it. I'll say it, but then I'll let them cross it. And then I'll be like, okay. I know I said this is my boundary, guys, but let's not do that again, you know. So I'm a person that I always feel extremely like I have the smallest circle in the world and I don't have friends, and I look up and I'm like, you know, the reality is I have a lot of family, I have a lot of friends. I just push back and go into my own breathing shell, and I do that to not just protect me but to protect you, because I know that sometimes if I get to a certain place, there's no coming back. And if we do come back, will it be the same? So I think for me, I think I'm learning red flags about myself. You know, like what can I do to better myself, my relationships? And once I figure that out, then maybe these things won't keep reoccurring. These things won't continue to happen, you know? So I don't know if I really have like red flags as much as I just feel like, you know, I just turned 30 and I just want to continue to get to know myself and, you know, to evolve as a person. I don't want to make it seem like it's your problem, your issue, because a lot of times it really is a me thing. So I don't really know if I have you know, red flags that just sitting me over the top. I think that I just come to a boiling point and then that's my top. And then it's like, okay, world, hold me back because it's no, I'm about to go blow up the gas station, the church next door. I'm about to burn the city of Detroit down. And who gonna
burn the house down?
While it's in flames. So that's where I think that I know that I am right now.
So one of the key things that you just mentioned was boundaries. I think the red flag should always be about us. I don't necessarily ever think it should be about the other person. I think it should be about you. That's why I say a red flag. So you know what you can handle. But I think one of the things in overcoming just the barriers in friendship is boundaries. And I think creating those boundaries early on in friendship is so important. And we normally don't do it. Normally, what we do is we jump in and we dive in with all this trust, all this hope, not necessarily setting the boundaries for the relationship so that your friends understand who you are, what you can handle, what you can tolerate. And so I think one of the most important things is creating boundaries out the gate. Like, although, yes, we are friends. Hey, so listen, this is a thing for me. Like I tell people out of the gate, like on entry, before I got married this second time, even in dating, my first thing is, hey, so lying for me is an absolute deal breaker because I know that I lose my cool. Like it's something like that you need to call my mama. And if you got to call my mama, that means, you know, I have lost my entire cool. So please call her mama for the police be the next people y'all need, right? And so I understand who I am. And so setting boundaries is very important. I think that's one of the things that we aren't taught. And so because we are not taught it, we normally go into relationships and friendships with the wrong expectation, right? You can't expect everybody to be as loyal as you are. You can't expect them to be, you know, givers like you give. One of the things, and I always go back to this, even for relationship, Bishop T.D. Jakes said it a very long time ago. He said, you can't be mad at a person because you are a gallon and they are a pint. If I am a pint and I give you my whole pint and you a gallon and you still not full, that's not a key thing. The thing is you are a gallon. And so you have to then compensate for that part. But we aren't taught that. It's almost like we're taught that when you go into a relationship, you should get what you give. The reality is that normally does not happen. We are not equals. We are not the same person. And so what I'm willing to give, you might not be willing to give. But set the boundaries up front so that way you know, your friend knows, and we don't have the wrong expectations. And I really believe that that's where our friendships go wrong, is because we have different expectations. So I expect that you're loyal and you're honest when really you like, girl, we just friends. We kick it. I lie sometimes. I cheat sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And that's that person's character and personality. And without you explaining to them what you need, they don't know that. Right. So I think that's a very, very important thing to consider in overcoming barriers, is just making sure that you set boundaries out the gate for your friendships. I don't think it's impossible for us to have healthy friendships. I think the problem is we go into them wrong with wrong expectations. Right. You expect everybody to be as loyal as you are, as faithful as you are, as committed. Even in relationships, we understand that what you normally give in a relationship, that man don't give the same exact thing. And the
Mhm.
truth is you don't necessarily need the same thing. I have it already. I have this part because I can give it. So I need something different. So just be willing to kind of like set boundaries. So I would say to everybody, like everything you guys said is spot on because those are character things that you understand about yourself, but also making sure that there are clear boundaries. And when you don't make boundaries, it's like with kids. Think about everything in your life. With kids, if you don't set boundaries, they'll talk to you crazy, all manners of things. So we have to set boundaries, even for children. So that way they understand this is something you cannot do. This is a bridge you cannot cross. But just being clear, and the reason I think this is a very important topic is because as people, as we grow, you want a support corner. Nobody wants to just do
Right.
everything alone. And so in us working as people, and at first it was like, they say, the Black women we're so angry and bitter, and that's not true. Every person who has been injured and harmed, they have a little bit of bitterness, anger, and all of that other stuff. So
Right.
I don't want to take it from, a race standpoint or even a culture standpoint. What I want to take it from is any person that's doing anything in life wants a team.
Yeah.
You want somebody who's going to applaud you. You want somebody who's going to be like, great job. And in order for us to do that, what does it look like? How do we overcome the barriers that cause us to be isolated, that cause us to say, I don't get along well with women. I don't get along. What changes the trajectory of that? What changes it is us setting the right boundaries and being open, like in real life. Like, don't hide what you need. If you need a friend that's going to be rough on you, like I need I need somebody who's going to tell me, no, you dead wrong, or somebody who's going to challenge my thinking. If I can just boss you around, that's not a healthy friendship because I'm just going to boss you. It's going to be nope, keep going, blah, blah. That's not building. And so that friend may feel diminished a bit because guess what? I know I can push over, right? I can push over at the tip, but I need me. I need somebody who's gonna kick my tail. No, get up. No, you ain't gonna sit here. No, I understand the boundaries of what I need.
Right.
Say, Mikeisha.
Accountability.
Yeah, accountable. I need somebody who's going to hold me accountable. Somebody who say, you said you were writing for an hour today. You didn't write. I need that. But you have to know. And I think Brittany said it earlier too, knowing yourself. I think that's one of the most important things, is knowing who you are. Because if I don't know who I am, then I can be a chameleon and blend anywhere, which means I'm not a good friend.
Or accept anything. If you don't know who you are, what you like,
Yeah.
I mean, you accept anything. So then you want to walk around like you're bold, like, you feel bad because you've been bossed around, or, you feel like you've been taken advantage of. When you won't take a stand and it's just a simple say, I don't like it. Because the truth is, a lot of times, we forget that we matter. The truth is, so I always go back to the Bible. So the Bible says that I should love my neighbor like myself. I shouldn't not love you more than me. And if I love you more than me, then that's a problem all in itself. It ain't had nothing to do with the person. It has everything to do with me. You know what I mean? And so I have to so for me, it has to be a level of reciprocity. That's like an unspoken thing. We expect it, but we never say that that's what we're looking for. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's another important thing that, you can be mad when you don't receive, when you're always putting out and you never received and you don't speak up.
Yeah.
Reciprocity, it should be a given, but for everybody it's not. Everybody don't come from the same place. We think we do, we think everybody does, but it's people that have a hard not life out here and they don't know reciprocity. All they know is I've had a hard life. Ooh, you giving? Praise the Lord, you give it. And so they just know how to receive, but they don't know how to. Some people don't know how to give.
Yeah.
So so that's important to me. I'm like, if we're gonna overcome stuff, first be real about you. If you are the common denominator in all of this negative energy that you've been receiving, what are you attracting? What is it on the inside of you that's attracting all this stuff? If you know for real, be honest with yourself. If you know for real that you don't speak up, or you don't make any demands, or you don't say, hey, I need A, B, and C, or hey, that's not good, don't do that for me, then what you get is what you get. And you can't be mad at it. Why you sad? Because you won't speak up. You matter.
I think a lot of times we're insecure too, so we want to get it in. So when we get in, when we fit in, well, we think we fit in, and we get people that cloud over us, and we don't even we okay with it because we just want to be in the in crowd, and we forget about ourselves, and we don't, like you said, we don't speak up, we don't set boundaries, we don't, we don't say we don't like it, we don't say don't talk to me like that, we don't do these things because again, we want to get in where we fit in. We are so insecure about who we are. We don't. Some people. I was in college and I had a communication. We took communication, and soon we sat down. The first day he asked us, "Who are you?" And I was so shocked that everybody in the room really was telling you who they wanted to be, who they, always told they were. And I was the only one that, when he got to me, I said, I don't know. I'm a mom with, I don't know. Because at the time, I was trying to find who I was.
Yeah.
You would be shocked how many people, pastors, preachers, deacons, ushers, lay members, people on your job, whoever, would look in the mirror and don't know who they are. So they would take and leap onto anything because they want to be in a position of a friend and a position of somebody they can talk to, but not knowing that this person already seen you come from afar. So they're going to treat you and they're going to deal with you accordingly.
Yeah,
so when you know who you are, you need to really understand what you're bringing yourself into.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. I had to learn who Mikeisha Renee Wilson was. First of all, you're not going to treat me any kind of way. That ain't going to happen only because the way I was. But when you don't know who you are, who controls your mind controls your behavior. So you really got to understand where you at in life, or where you at, period, your purpose, or what you want, what you like, what's your favorite color. My favorite color not green because your favorite color is green. My favorite color is green because I love green. Do you like to go out? You need to learn you again. So some people don't need friends. Some people need to love them first.
Yeah.
Learn themselves. Because when you learn yourself, you're not going to just take anything. That's go for a man. That go for your friend. That go for your family. You're not just going to let anybody. I had to literally learn that. I had to learn Mikeisha. I wasn't in a relationship for 6 years because I need to learn I need to heal Mikeisha. I need to learn Mikeisha what I like to drink. Do I like to go out? Do I like clubs? Do I not like clubs? Do I just want to be a Christian? Do I not want to be? And this sounds crazy, but I love Jesus. Don't ever get me wrong. I'm a Christian, but I was born going to church. Do I really want to go to church? I literally sat there and asked myself questions over and over and over. Sometimes I don't like being a mom. Sometimes I get on my nerves. I had to really, sometimes I just had to learn Keisha. Who I like, what I don't like, if I like light skin, if I like brown skin, if I like beets, if I like liver, you have to know you. And that's just the truth. Because again, who controls your mind controls your behavior if you don't know who you are.
Yeah. Brittany?
Well, I'm at this end because I've been trying to hold on to my thoughts, y'all. Something that we are missing, and some of you might agree, some of you may not, is I think that, Pastor Nakia spoke on it when she said, not expecting yourself from other people, right? But not only that, understanding that each relationship that you have is different. So I cannot expect for Chanelle to be what Nakia is to me. I cannot expect Mikeisha to follow in Chanelle's footsteps. A lot of times we bunch in our friendships because we feel like if I'm giving everybody the same thing, but the reality is you're not. There is nothing wrong with taking if you are giving in a relationship. Every relationship should give you something in the same way that it's giving, you should be giving as well. I think you should understand this person is my vault. This person is the person that when I'm having a hard day, I can call my homegirl and she's going to get me out of this house and we're going to go have a blast. This person I can pray with. This person I can do absolutely nothing with, and we are okay doing absolutely nothing. Each friendship gives us something different. But it's not always about the giving. I do feel like a lot of times in relationships, we feel depleted because a lot of us are giving so much and not receiving. So our cup is not even running over. We literally have a droplet in our cup. We are all trying to continuously give every relationship what it needs.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we have to take a step back and reevaluate those relationships, because what am I doing? If I'm always here for you and when I need you, you're never here for me, is this a healthy relationship? And a lot of times, what we do is we walk away from that relationship and we don't even give it a chance by saying, hey, so let's sit down, let's have a conversation. And we can agree to disagree, because a lot of times when you tell a person, I feel like you, they cannot hear you. I know I'm that type of person sometimes. And I know that about myself. So guess what I do? I'll listen. And you'll ask me, what do I have to say? Absolutely nothing. I'm processing. Because now I have to go back and I have to go into my little secret little place, wherever it is, and say, Brittany, are you this person? And realize and not be offended or offended that someone has told me something about myself that I might not have realized was something that I didn't even like. So I think that each relationship is something different. Every relationship that you have is not going to be deep. We're not going to be speaking in tongues. We're not going to be giving relationship advice. I'm not going to be telling you my business about my man. I'm not, because you got to know that you are in and that you have with this person. And sometimes we confuse that. And I think that's all about what I'm saying, getting to know yourself and understanding that this is what this is and this is what it isn't. But if this is supposed to be my vaults, I'm going to make sure that my vault is my vault. And the first moment that you mess up and be in my vault, we got to have a conversation, because it's a problem for me. But because when you talk to me, you don't hear it back from Jay and Joe. So I don't need to hear this. I need to be able to tell you something in 100% exclusiveness and know that it's not going anywhere. And then in some cases, you have to gain an understanding from the person that you're in that relationship with, because every relationship is a relationship. It's not just your marriage or your boyfriend or your girlfriend that is a relationship. Every relationship is a relationship. You have to understand what you might want from that person, they might not be able to give you. But that all comes from getting to know a person and understand. Sometimes you can see where a person is before they can see where they are. So, I just believe I do believe it's a big communication. Like, if you are just my person, like my sister is my vault, and I'll tell her things. And listen, she can tell you, I'm quick to be like, this you ABCD? Oh, okay. And guess what? It's not even because I believe that you did it. It's because I want to be able to be like, I absolutely know that you're sitting here and you're lying. And there's nothing that you can say about Nakia and Nicole shipment to me, and I'm going to believe it. And if I have a second thought, I should be able to go to her and say, hey, sis. But that's our relationship. I can't do that for everyone. I'm just getting to know Mikeisha. This is my first time meeting you. I can't expect that from Mikeisha. Because Mikeisha don't owe me nothing but a hug and a bye. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's about knowing your relationships and knowing what you're giving and what you're getting. Every relationship that you have should give you something, even if it's just a laugh. There's substance in that laugh, and acknowledging that, appreciating it, and not forcing it to be something that it's not meant to be. Because I can't make a strawberry be a grape. Simple.
I love that.
That's true. I can't make a strawberry be a grape. No. I don't
Did
have
Brittany
no
just
voodoo.
did Brittany just say that every relationship not like speaking in tongues and laying hands? Brittany, lift your hands right now. No, just
Right now, we're gonna speak right now. I'm gonna prophesy to you right now. No, so I think every person added definite value to just that question alone. We are all different though, and the expectations, and I think that that's what will cause us to grow, is having the right expectation. And that's in any relationship, right? One of the things that we hear so often, like even in marriage, getting married to somebody does not change what would have been a problem. If it's problems, there are going to be problems in that marriage. And now they're probably going to be even bigger because you've now married the person, understanding all of the drama, all of the problems that you already have. So it's like, we are who we are. So don't try to add something into something where you already know, listen, this is who we are. And I think understanding who we are it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like understanding that I have friends who will not be giving 100% because they don't have it. They don't have it to give,
Right.
you know, and not being so judgmental about that. I think that is probably also one of the barriers that we need to overcome as women. Like sometimes we are so hard on each other. And that's because somebody else was hard on us, right? So now everything you do, I'm judging. Oh, girl, you in a bad situation. I tell people I was in an abusive relationship. Why? Because I couldn't talk to people about it. As soon as you tell somebody, you know, okay, so this is what's happening, girl, I would not be able to do that. How you doing that? Blah. And then come to find out, they men cheat on them, you know, do all this other stuff. And it's like, we have to give each other the same break that we would want. You see what I'm saying? Like instead of always just looking out judgmental with this hat, no, the same grace and understanding that you need. The person who your friend or you're considering to be a friend probably needs that too. I always tell people, you can't be a place of safety. And every time I look at you, you judging me. I came over your house. Right. Listen, I need a break from them kids. Girl, you a bad mom. You ain't been with your kids all day. Excuse me. I'm telling my friend I need a break. There are moments where we do have weakness, right? Every decision I make is not going to be brilliant. It ain't going to necessarily be off the scientist show where it's super deep. No, I'm human. I make mistakes, but I would assume that the friend that I have would understand who I am in my entirety. So I'm flawed. I'm imperfect. Sometimes I'm prideful. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered. Sometimes I just am weird. Yeah. Hello?
Join the club.
The day though, I would expect my friends to understand all of those hats. Why? Because guess what? She might need to put one on. So I think that's another area of overcoming that we need to do is stop being so judgmental.
That's good. Yeah.
The reality is we all have struggles, shortcomings. We all have big to-dos. There's some things that I'm strong in that I know none of my friends or sisters, because I really don't have friends, but my sisters, those that I claim, they're not strong in that area. It's not their area. It's mine. They have areas that they are strong in that I am not because it's theirs. And we should all be okay with that. I think that is where most of the conflict comes in at. It's because I'm so quick to judge you and look out and say, Mikeisha, girl, she done had them braids the last 2 times I seen her. I got braids in my hair. Girl, you see what I'm saying? I mean, we literally are looking like mirrors to one another and still will judge. You got the same crap going on in your house. Absolutely. And you talking about somebody else. You never own it. You be like, girl, her husband been cheating on her for 6 years. And so is your husband.
Hello.
That's normally that's normally why you highlight it. So it's like, let's do a better job and love each other through this stuff versus judgment. The reason that people separate and be so isolated and even endure as long as they do is because they feel alone. Because I can't tell my homegirl because she's going to judge it, tear me down, tell the world, tell other people. When the reality is we all need somebody. I need a ball. I need somebody that will listen. I need an ear. I need to have the ability to just be me. Yes. Oftentimes I'm putting on all of this stuff because if I go to Chanelle's house and I'm sad, she gonna call the armor bearers and everybody got a prayer call and now they looking at me funny on Sunday. If I go to Brittany, she gonna want to fight the world. Sometimes you just need a minute to be yourself. And it not be judged and not go any further. We don't have to get on social media and I see you done did 30 posts about sometimes you just need to leave. Sometimes
Ain't that the truth though?
Ain't that the truth?
That is the truth.
Your whole life on the post. You be like,
I wasn't even talking about you. I was just saying.
I was
watching Lifetime.
Sharing posts. You be
and it's devastating. But it's devastating. You literally just called your friend and said, hey, I'm having a bad day. Now they on Facebook. Every other day it's a bad day.
We need to pray. See, when I tell you, we a trip. We a whole trip. We a whole trip. I think
see, and you be
a whole like, wait a minute, I just told you that. No, I wasn't talking about you. No, yes, you was.
I was watching Lifetime, and they were struggling too, so it wasn't true.
I didn't post a post, y'all. posted a post, and I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of times I post now as of recent, they really be about me, and I just be like, since I feel this way, I know somebody else feels this way, so I'm gonna share this to the world. But I posted posts, and then people be like, oh yeah, now they feeling the way, and I be like, listen, now you know I got a smart mouth, Mikeisha. They know, you don't know, and I be like, if the shoe fit, baby, just lace that bad boy on.
I know that's right.
But since you on my status, so that's why a lot of times, honestly, I think I've stopped a lot of posts like that because it does cause confrontation that's unnecessary a lot of times. But we listen, we are bad with that, and it take us a long time sometimes to catch on to it. But listen, I want to add on to something that you were saying too, about friendships and I think all of us have spoke on it, getting to know your friends and things like that. I think what I've seen a lot of, I haven't done it because I got trust issues, y'all. But a lot of times people prematurely call a person a friend. That person is not a friend. That person is your associate. You literally work together and you guys kiki at work, and that's all it is. That person acquaintance that you have met, that's not your friend. That is not your home girl. And I see that a lot within the community of Black folk. My friend, girl, my friend, and that is not your friend. Then you want to be upset with somebody, and they looking at you like, I don't owe you a dime. I don't even owe you a red cent. So a lot of times, I think sometimes we do just jump the gun in relationships. And the truth is, you might feel that way because you might sense like, oh, me and this girl gonna be so good and so homies and cool, but you don't know. I have a friend. My homegirl, her name is Monique. Love her to death, y'all. And was on here, she would tell you we worked together for quite some time, and she was trying to be my friend so bad, y'all. But I just don't trust people, and I just was looking like, why are you being so friendly? Because you coming for me or something, like somebody seeing you, and and I literally did it when I had to really just let my guard down. We went out, we had drinks, and we talked, and we literally clicked. And for her, she knew like that's gonna be my homegirl. But for me, for a year and a half, I was like, I don't know you, and I don't know if it was the Lord, I don't know if it was the devil. I don't know if you just and you just your own agenda. You know what I'm saying? But that's my choice, and I know that about me. But sometimes you either have to take some friendships, you know what I'm saying, so that they can blossom into something great. Because now that is my home girl. Like, we talk about any and everything. And listen, I'm gonna tell you what it is. There's no judgment. I'm gonna walk away, and it's just gonna be that. But you have to. I think this is a really great conversation, guys.
So one of the things that I think also is very important, and anybody that knows me knows that trust thing is huge for me. I don't trust. I'm not going to no therapist because I feel like even therapists, they talk about you. They don't say your name because that's illegal. But I feel like they go give somebody scenarios like, so what about if? And before I hear a scenario about my life and I have to go drag a therapist, I don't do it. But one of the things that I am learning though as I grow is that we do need people though. Like you need a person, whether that is the person that you just laugh with, the person you just cry with. We all need people. And so one of the things that I would admonish every viewer that's watching at home, those that will watch later, I would admonish all of us to kind of self-examine first, because we are imperfect. So versus judging our friends, our peers, even our spouses so hard, give grace, give the same measure of grace that you will want for yourself. Because oftentimes the reason that we don't have those relationships and friendships is because we are looking so hard because we've been judged by other people and we've seen it, and we're like, they judged us, so I'm judging you. But the reality is that doesn't make us better, right? It didn't make you better when somebody was judging you. It didn't help you at all. So be what it is that you really wanted to see. And that's how I try to model every relationship I have, is trying to make sure that I'm giving what I would have expected, like what I would have needed from a little sister, a big sister, a aunt. I try to make sure I find that balance, just because I understand I've been judged when I didn't even know I was being judged, right? I'm like, I didn't even think we was friends because I don't necessarily like you, right? But you're judging me on something I should have showed up to do and I didn't commit to do it, right? But we understand that the reality is that somebody is judging somewhere down the line, but be the friend, be the person that you would want in return, like making sure that I am checking, what do you need? Because relationships are all going to be different. Every person on this platform needs something different. So if you friend us all, what we expect from you is all going to be different. Like, I don't need you to call me every day. I don't want you to call me every day. Let's say that too. I don't want you to. Please don't. Because now I'm gonna feel like you creepy and it's something else happening that you keep calling me all the time. So don't worry. So it's like we all need different things. It's just about being open though, and being honest about what you need and where you are, and setting those boundaries, healthy boundaries, allowing us to literally have friendships, have relationships. Because guess what? That's what will challenge you to go to the next level. Think about it. If there are 5 people connected to you, we all want to start a daycare. Do you know how much easier it would be if we collaborated? We all want to do this as a nonprofit, that as a thing. If we just collaborated versus me taking something from you, you don't lose anything from supporting a friend. You don't lose anything from us collaborating and saying, oh, this business is going to be Nakia and Mikeisha. Who cares whose name is first or second? We are both benefiting from the productivity and the impact that we make on the world. So instead of us looking at things from the standpoint of judgment, look at it from, what would I need? You know what I'm saying? I need a friend. This is what I would need. Tell them that. So what do you need? Chanelle, like, what do you need from your friend? Mikeisha, what do you need? Brittany, what do you need? So that way I can be that person, and maybe you can be that person for me. But that would be the thing that allows us as women to overcome the barriers of friendship. Because the reality is that we are all looking for something. We just don't want to say it because we feel like if I tell you, you might not do it, and then I'm gonna be disappointed. So forget it. And now you like, I just don't get along with women. Cut it out. Because if you hang out with too many men, we're gonna say something different.
Hello.
Just
I'll agree. Definitely agree.
Come on, because a lot of times as women, I mean, not even as women, as people, let's just say it, we send the representative.
Hello?
Why are we sending the representative and not ourselves? So now when I'm around you and it's all 4 of us and I'm sitting up and I hear you talking about the other people, now I'm going to think, because now you was trying to get in on this clique over here, that's who you are as a person. And now secretly, I just don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop sending the representative and be yourself. If
absolutely.
Not fit in, that's okay. A lot of times we want a seat at the table, and sometimes the Lord is protecting us from the table that we want the
Hello, somebody.
That part right there.
Stop sending me the representative and just be yourself, because if yourself is not good with myself, that's okay. Everybody is not meant to be friends, but I can at least say, you know, hey girl, I don't have to be your friend to just be respectful. But let's stop sending representatives everywhere out into the world, and everybody.
And that applies to so many things. I'm so glad you said that. It's like, be yourself. Don't sit, and then you mad at other women because you like, we ain't hit it off, we ain't friends. You sent the representative.
Yes.
You sent somebody different. You came in this day like, oh, I'm so quiet and I'm so poised, and in reality, you a hood rat. And now I'm trying to figure out why every time we get somewhere, you're working. What's happening? We had church in your body.
I'm clutching all the pearls, and another set.
But clutch some extra pearls at this point. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, people they come in like, oh, I'm so innocent. You know, I'm so graceful. I'm the Holy Ghost roller. I go to church, and then you get to their house, and they like, oh, don't pay attention to this liquor or these blunts. It's okay. No, be yourself. I want to be, if I'm going to be your friend, listen, I need to know whose friend I am. Okay.
Right.
I always tell people, I can't protect and or cover what I don't know.
But I don't know.
Right.
I use that. And
I tell the kids, I tell the husband, I tell my jobs. When I'm a supervisor, I always say, listen, I cannot cover and protect what I don't know. Give me the tools to fight for you, I will. Tie my hands, I can't. So don't come in with no representative. You done sent in classy, you know, Rachel, and you really Ray.
Right.
Okay.
You know, I like Ray Ray personally, but I wish I would have knew that that's who my friend was.
See, and then I'll be mad though if you give me the representative, because then not to me, you take away my choice. Like I didn't even get a chance to know that that were that way, and so now I feel betrayed, and because you fake. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I say. You're not safe though. That's what I'm saying. Like the one thing I think as women we want to know is that we're safe in any relationship, friendship, anything. You just want to be safe, right? So I can't trust you because I don't know who you are. Hello. With me, you the church girl. With your other friends, because they hang out, you the thought, and I just happen to see it on social media, and I'm trying to figure out that's Chanelle, the worship leader. What is going on?
And that's how it be too.
It do.
That's how it be.
You be in awe. You be on your Facebook. You like, whoa, wait, is that you?
Don't you?
I'll be like Shaggy. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Is to Mikeisha.
They be imposters.
I be so. I have personality. You know, I am super duper loud, vibrant. And listen, y'all go ahead, fix your faces. Sit. Not this.
I was trying to see what street you was going down. I'm trying to see what street.
Well, I was like,
I am, and I feel like I know I'm not everybody. You know,
yeah.
If I come into work, I know because if I come into work and I'm quiet, you know, my boss be like, "You okay?" And I'll be thinking like, "Why are you asking me? Am I okay?" But I realize that every day my job, I'm like, "Hey, y'all, what's going on?" You know what I'm saying? So that is who I am. I can't come into your church like, oh yes, I'm speaking in tongues, and yes, I do speak in tongues, and I do need to watch I cuss too. I understand who I am, and you have to be okay with who you are.
So before we wrap up, I want to address two comments just because I just happen to see these two comments, and I think they apply, but I also think that we have to be clear. So one of the comments was like, you can't be yourself with everybody, you can't let your hair down with everybody, because people are too judgmental. I do agree that people are judgmental, but that's why I'm saying you got to know who your friends are. You have to have the ability to separate. Everybody is not a friend. So my associate, those that I just happen to socialize and maybe bump into occasionally, you won't know me. No. So you can't tell nobody, I know Pastor Nakia, I know Prophet Nakia, I know Coach Nakia. No. We are cordial. I speak to you. That's it. That's all you are ever going to get. Now, if I consider you friend and or family, I'm going to be myself. If I have to restrict myself, I tell everybody this. If I have to be somebody different around you, we can't be around each other because I need to be able to be myself. I don't need to have to put on a mask and try to figure out who am I right now. That's too much work. So I would rather be cordial. God bless you. Hello. How are you? And the truth is I also understand because it says some reps are their protective force against where they are entering. I understand that there are also times that you have to like put on a front. I get that. I get the mask of, let me cover up, let me be. I get that. But at the end of the day, you're not my friend. If I'm doing all of that, that means that you are just somebody that we occasionally bump into. You see me, we're at the dinner together. God bless you. And I'm going to keep going. That's just it. Here, I'm talking about a friend. Everybody is not a friend. Everybody does not qualify as friend. Everybody, listen, we can fellowship together. We can laugh together, be in the same circle. And guess what I'm going to tell you? We are not friends. Please don't tell anybody you Nakia's friend. Most people that know me laugh in your face because she really don't have those. So, but who I am, my friends know. I can't hide me from a friend. If I call you friend, I should be able to good, bad, and different at my lowest, at my highest, be myself. And that's the thing about overcoming the barriers is that my good self, my bad self, a friend should genuinely love. If you love me, you love the all of me. So that means that if, some days I wake up with a stank attitude, you love my stank attitude because guess what? We friends. I don't wake up every day like, no, you might not either. Some days I'm downright silent because I need a minute for me. God bless you. And for everybody that don't work, but for my friends, they okay with it because they understand what? That's who she is. So I agree. Everybody doesn't get to know who Pastor Prophet Nakia is. It's a rarity. It's very rare. But to those that I call friend, those that I call sister, brother, those that I have pulled into me, they know all of me. They know the good, bad, the crying, the angry, the pull out both guns because I need the police to not know it was me shooting, so I got to shoot you with a 380 and a 9 all at the same time. They understand that that's who I am.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree.
If you got that ain't friend.
No, ain't not friends. I agree. You know what? I'm Keisha across the board the same. I'm the same way across the board. Like I'm very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I laugh at everything. I sing everything. I'm on the phone. I don't care. Like I speak to everybody. I mean everybody. I'm a morning person. I come in, I speak to dog if you speak that.
I ain't none of that stuff.
I am a person. So if you know me, and I'm silent. Once I'm silent, you'll know like what's wrong. Like sometimes I just don't want to speak, or sometimes I'm talking to myself literally because I'm talking myself out of stuff. I'm just Keisha. I really don't care who people are. You show me the imposter, you show me your real stuff. I'm fine with that. My problem with people is be like that across the board.
Yeah.
If you a liar, then you just be a liar. You ain't be a liar.
My people, if you a liar.
But I'd rather somebody show me who you are across the board.
Be yourself. Yeah.
Because I'm scared of people who are one way and then flip the script when I'm not there. You know, I'm that person. Like I respect so many people when they just show me who they are. I don't care who you are. I don't, because I'm very fluid. Like I get angry at the littlest things sometimes. Like, I'm a mom. My friends understand, like, they go out. I can't go. Like, I got homework. I got this. Like, my friends understand that. My friends hold me accountable. I hold my friends accountable. I'm very opinionated. Like, so I'm very fluid, Like, I can't bake bread. I can fry chicken, though. I can cook. But for some reason, I can't bake. I don't understand it. However, I'm Keisha. Of course, if you're not gonna get a Keisha, some Keisha Monday and then this other Keisha Tuesday. I can't stand people like that. If I see people like that, I don't care who you are, you're done. Because I can't trust you.
That's my only issue. That thing right there. Be you every day though. Don't wake up tomorrow and need to be somebody.
Yeah, you got Toya, be got Toya Monday through Sunday. I'm fine. But be who you are.
Yeah.
You a praiser, be a praiser. If you love Jesus, love Jesus. But be across the board the way you are. Because if you're somebody else, I'll be like, wait, now you Freddy Krueger. Hold up. Jason, like, I don't want to.
Why gotta be Freddy Krueger?
Freddy Krueger, he's something wrong with him. But at the end of the day, like, I can't judge you.
Yeah.
I can't judge your home. We are all, I don't know how many parents that we got. You're a parent, Brittany, I don't know. But I'm a parent. I realize everybody don't parent like me. What you might do, I might not do. What you might allow, I might not allow. Absolutely. I might not get dressed every day, but my hair is always going to be fly. My makeup is always going to be done. Like, I love skin. I love water. You might not, I'm fine with that. But be who you are across the board. Don't come with your fake self because I won't know you once you unmask.
That's good.
Well, that's like, I love what Pastor Barbara said too. Like, you aren't for everyone. I always say a friend to everybody is a friend to no one. So I understand. I'm not for everybody. I know I'm not at everybody's table, and I get it. Like Mikeisha said, she like, my hair gonna be laid. I'm gonna have my makeup on. I don't really do the makeup. You know what I'm saying? And I personally feel like, take me as I am. You don't like it? Oh well, that's a personal problem. But that's me all the time. Like, if I get up and I feel like putting this ponytail in, God bless. If I don't, please keep it moving because I'm gonna have something to say.
See, that's good. But that's good.
But I'm that person all the time, right? That's what I'm saying. So I completely agree. Understanding you're not for everybody, but just be you. Don't try to fit. And that's, I think that's one of the important things. I'm so glad y'all just brought this out. And thank you, Pastor Barbara. Thank you, Mikeisha. Because one of the problems, and this is how we get in those bad friendships, is because you are so busy becoming a chameleon and trying to blend and mix that you get hooked up with the wrong people that should not even be connected to you.
Yes.
You wonder why she do all this stuff. It's because you went in pretending. You sent the representative, somebody you were not, and so we thought we hit it off. We was all at the job acting stupid, and that's not even your character. Stay in your character, be who you are, and stop trying to be somebody else just to mesh. Because the reality is there is a team for you. There is a people for you. I always tell people, the Lord gives us all a people.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But if you send in a representative or you send in somebody different, you gonna get different. And then you wonder why they backstabbers, because you went in showing them backstabbing, you went in showing them mess, you went in showing them lies because you wanted to fit in. And that's not your group. That's not your team.
Absolutely.
So what I would say, I'm gonna let everybody give their last statements to wrap up, overcoming the barriers. What I would say to everybody is just be true to who you are and make sure that you are okay. Be okay with not being everybody's friend. Like you shouldn't be at every table. You shouldn't want to be in every conversation. One of the things I love about myself is if you know I rock with somebody, you are not coming to me about them. Why? I'm not messy queen, so I'm gonna literally pick up my phone and say, "You said what about Mikeisha? Hold on one second, Mikeisha. Hold on one second. What were you saying?" I'm resolved. That's how I rock. That's how it's gonna be. Period. And I understand everybody don't rock with that, right? There are those people who be like, "You can't keep nothing." I don't keep nothing to myself. The people I rock with and love, they my people. But I'm like that all the time. I'm like that in the church, out the church, on my job, off my job. I am me. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand professionalism. And there are some times when I remove professional because I need to tell you what I'm feeling, But guess what? That's still me because I do it on a job too. Hello. If you take me to that square, I'm going to give you real nice, nasty Nakia Shipman, the supervisor, because you're not just going to play me. I'm who I am every single day. Simple. But what I would say to the world, like as it pertains to overcoming barriers, be yourself, be okay with who you are, and I guarantee you relationships will work. The problem is that we either send in representatives or we don't set the right expectations and boundaries. We go in, we let people walk all over us, and then one day you want to wake up and say, "I'm not a doormat," but you've been this doormat for 7 to 10 years. That's all I know. So now you want me to treat you different? No, go in with the right expectations, the right boundaries, but be yourself. Know what you can handle, know what you can't. No, like literally, I'm telling you, lying, I will walk in a blizzard to try to snatch your soul because I feel like I'm too open for you to have to lie to me. So literally, kids get whoopings for lies. My kids will tell you that's the only time I ever got a whooping because I lied to my mama. It's just a thing that bothers my soul. Other than that, we can talk about anything else. So, but that's my tidbit before we leave is just be yourself, set the right boundaries and expectations. And that way you can literally have healthy and positive relationships with women because we should be builders of one another. We build very, very well.
Yes.
So we should definitely want to work together and build and empower one another. Just be yourself, though, and I guarantee you'll connect to the right people, and you'll soar. You'll be like, man, I got all these new connections, all these new business ideas. Why? Because you're connected to the right people at the right time that are going to challenge you, empower you, and push you. And it won't be a pull because you are who you are.
Yeah.
Chanelle, then Mikeisha, and then Brittany. You can wrap it up.
So I think too, in addition to everything that we just said, just to kind of piggyback off of like what Pastor Nakia said, that our people are our people, and it's okay for us to like have differences and things of that nature, to be honest and be true about who you are, but then also too, like, don't be afraid to be rejected. So you may want to really be down with a person, but for whatever reason there's like a block, or maybe the person that won't open up to you. There's a reason for that. Allow that to be your protection. You may think that a person is really cool. Like a lot of people, like there are people who like love me, like they just really want to get to know me, and I put the block there because I know who I am. And so let me, like Brittany say, let me protect you and let me protect me, because I know that it's not going to be a good match. Rejection is your protection. So I would just say that don't look at rejection as something that should break your heart, but let it be more so a directive that it directs you into a different place.
I would say for me, everybody can't go where you're going anyway.
Yeah.
There are friends for you have friends for this amount of time, maybe this amount of time, maybe long extension of time, but don't be okay with that. Be okay that everybody can't go where you're going. Everybody can't be in your space. You can love everybody, that's absolutely fine, but everybody can't be in your space. You gotta be who you are, not because somebody else is this way, you be that way, but you gotta know who you are. You gotta come to yourself. And if you come in alignment with yourself, you will be okay. You know, I don't try to be like everybody. I don't care if everybody like this type of music or everybody going here. If I say I'm not going, then I'm not going. I got a group of cousins. We are very close. All of us very, very, very close on my father's side. And we all went out for my cousin's birthday and they had shots. And they always, I never drink, I never smoke. I stopped my thing, never been my thing since I don't even know. But for some reason, it was like 30 of us, and they gave me a shot. And I'm looking at them like, I don't care if it's 12 of us. I'm not drinking because I don't drink. So I feel like when you know who you are, you can stand on it, and you ain't got to divert anywhere else. Mm-hmm. And I think you will be able to distinguish who is your friend and who is not, who is in your corner and who is not, who's supposed to be in this place and who is not. You put everybody in a box.
Right. That's it.
And it's okay. So I just think that's what you got to do. For me, you got to know who you are to be able to put everybody in.
So I'm saying the same tune that I've been singing, and it is get to know yourself. Boundaries, so that way the relationships can flourish and have an understanding of what that relationship is meant for. You know, I think it's very simple. A lot of times we make things harder than what they have to be. Go back and say, let's go back to the drawing board, because I think that somewhere between A and B we skip A. You know, and I want to get back so we can keep going. So know yourself. It is okay to evolve. We are evolving creatures. Women are some of the most, we are like, it's my, that I created some superhuman creatures when we women, black women, but black women, you know what I'm saying? I need to understand that it is okay. And to understand that maybe what I did accept then is not okay for me to accept now. But don't just think that person is going to know, like, hey, look, no, come back to the drawing board and say, hey, so I did some reevaluation and I realized within all of this process and compartmentalizing that when you talk to me in this manner, it does not me. So in order for our to continue to grow, I need for you to pull it back, or I can take myself out of the equation. It is okay to evolve. It is okay to grow. It's okay to set boundaries. But when you set those boundaries, make sure that you stick to the boundaries set, because a person will only treat you the way that you allow them to.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And that's in any relationship. And that's my piece.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank all of you. Thank all of you at home for tuning in, for giving your input. We definitely appreciate all of you. I hope this helps. I hope that you can carry and begin to build relationships, healthy relationships, and understand that everybody isn't for you, but it doesn't mean you don't have a people and or a tribe. Just be you and be okay with being you. So we want to thank you for tuning in today. We definitely appreciate each and every one of you that tuned in and share. Make sure you tune in for next week's show, because next week we'll have something as well that's going to cause you to clutch your pearls. So thank you so much for your time.
See ya.